Hi guys. You guys are early, many of you. Radhe Radhe Prakash.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Nitesh. How are you? Good evening, Samarth. Guys, you can unmute yourselves and talk also. Hi, Pooja. Oh, she hasn't joined yet. Hi, Pooja. Good evening. Okay. Okay. I'll just give it a couple of minutes for others to join. So I am just turning off my camera till 6:45. Nitesh, just waiting for the others to join. I think we can start now, actually. Can we turn our cameras on, everyone? Let's turn the cameras on. Okay, hello, Manpreet and Vijay.
Hi, ma'am. What about you, ma'am?
I'm good, thank you for asking. Oh, Prakash, yes, looking very good. Very nice. Looking very good, very nice. Have you heard this song? Who has heard this song? Vijay, you have heard? No. Prakash, you have heard?
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
You want to sing it for us?
No,
Okay,
ma'am.
I will sing one line, then you sing the second line, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Good morning, pineapple. चलो, second line is yours. अरे यार दोस्त बैठे हैं साथ में. Okay. अच्छा बोल दो. Don't sing. बोलना भी नहीं है. ठीक है. Then why did you make me sing? I'll I'll give you a low score now. आज के सेशन का low score. जल्दी से गा दो second line. नहीं गाना. ठीक है. पूजा. Low score for him. कहाँ गया प्रकाश?
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Tanya. Can you turn your camera on? Guys, let's turn the cameras on. Okay. Where's Tanya? I can't. Oh, yes. Oh, look at you. Hi. Yes, Nitesh. What are you saying yes to? Let's turn the camera on, Nitesh. Okay. How come I can't see Pooja also today? Guys, let's turn the cameras on, everyone. Everyone. 2 minutes. Okay. Samarth, Deepak. Hi, Ganesh. Ganesh, turn your camera on. Deepak, Nitesh, Yash. Okay. I can say Ganesh. प्रकाश तो पता नहीं what kind of call are you on? प्रकाश शर्माए जा रहे हो बस कॉल पे जब से आए हो. क्या हो गया ये? दोस्त परेशान कर रहे हैं. प्रकाश इज वेरी
मैम दोस्त परेशान नहीं कर रहा है, बट दीपक मेरे पास है ना, इसी.
ओ दीपक आपके पास है. दोनों साथ में हो. एक ही कैमरा में आ जाओ फिर. अटेंडेंस नहीं लगेगी. अटेंडेंस नहीं अरे
आप
वाह. ओके ओके ओके. हाँ बहुत अच्छी बात है. वेरी नाइस गाइस. ओके. Okay guys, let's start. Let's turn the cameras on, everyone. Pooja, the ones who don't have their cameras on, you can mark them as absent. Only the ones who have their cameras on will be marked present.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, guys. Did anyone check out any videos on YouTube? Did anyone watch any videos?
No, ma'am.
Oh no.
नो मैम.
Oh no. Nitesh, you? Everyone's saying no. Okay, guys, it's up to you. If you don't want to watch it, that's absolutely fine. But you may find a lot of helpful material there, like I told you, because there is also there are also videos on pronunciation and fluency and how to increase or widen your vocabulary, those topics that you were asking me about in the last session. You will find videos related to these topics on my channel. So if you want, you can check that out. If you don't want to check it out, that's also absolutely fine. Okay, let's start with today's session. Before we start with today's session, does anyone have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Pooja, are you saying something to me? No?
No, ma'am.
Okay, okay. All right, guys. So we'll start interview preparedness today. And just letting you guys know that Deepak, Ganesh, Yash, Praveen, Vishal, Junaid, Bhanushri, Farhat, Rahul, Krishna, Ajay, oh, no, Yash, Nirmal, Sumitra, and Sabha, you'll be marked absent because your camera is off. Also, Binod and Vaishnavi. Just letting you know, if you have your cameras off, you will be marked as absent.
Ma'am,
Alright.
ma'am, actually, I'm outside of home. I will reach in home, then I will turn my camera.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay, Rahul.
Okay, ma'am, thank you.
You're welcome. Guys, you know you have a session. Please set it up on time and please join with your cameras on. So this will be automatically picked up. If you don't have your camera on, you'll be marked absent. Okay, so yesterday, actually day before yesterday in the last session, we had discussed how you need to
Hi,
prepare.
ma'am.
Yes. Who was that? Ganesh, can you unmute yourself? I mean, mute yourself, rather. Can you mute yourself? Yeah. Okay. So in the last session, guys, we were talking about how even before you appear for an interview, when you go to the office for the interview, you have to prepare yourself before that. And we were discussing what all you need to do in order to prepare yourself. So some of you had given me really good answers that, you know, you need to read up about the company and you need to read about their ethics and things like that. So, Pooja, you got the request? Okay. All right. So, so then you need to read up a little bit about the company, and that's how you prepare for the interview. Is everyone able to see the first slide, interview preparedness? Yeah. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
yeah, so in the last session, we had discussed how interviews take place in 3 forms. Generally, they are face-to-face, or there's a panel, or they're virtual. So whatever we discuss in all these sessions will apply to all 3. However, if you have a question, for example, if I'm talking about something, and if you have a question that, oh, if it's a panel, how do we approach that? Then you can always ask me, and I'll tell you specifically what you're asking me. But generally speaking, we prepare for the interview before even going to the interview by reading up about the company. So we research a little bit about the company. We read about their values and ethics. We build our resume. We either make a new resume, or if you already worked and you're applying for another job, then normally we have to update the resume by updating the experience or the skills acquired at the last job. And then also we read about the job description and key responsibility areas. Now, I had talked about values and ethics in the last session. We had discussed values and ethics, and I had told you that your values, the company values and ethics, are basically the same thing as your morals, what we learned as kids, what's good, what's bad, what's right, what's wrong, all those things. So for example, I'll give you an example that normally, for example, in our real lives, we are taught, for example, not to steal. So our parents tell us chori nahi karni hai, bina bole kuch nahi lena hai. So you cannot take something that belongs to somebody else, which is called stealing. That is in real life. In professional life, it will be something which is related to, for example, integrity. So there's a word called integrity. Can somebody tell me what integrity is? Does anybody know what integrity means?
Attach or combine.
Attach. Oh, integration. So she's talking about the scientific term integration, which is to attach something or to add something. Yeah, but integrity also means something like it is similar to swabhiman, something like swabhiman, but it also means doing the right thing at all times. So when you have integrity, you will do the right thing even when somebody is not watching you. Yeah, values. Yeah, that is also true, values. So integrity kind of means that, for example, let's say you went for a training session at work. So you went at work and they gave you some supply. Hello.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, there is a different link for this same class, and earlier I was there in that class. Many of the students are there in that class.
Oh no. Pooja, do you have a WhatsApp group where you can send the new link?
Ma'am, I had just sent the comms 5 minute pehle wala com.
Oh,
So they can join using that.
okay.
Let me
Rehana, thank you for informing us. Pooja, maybe you can go to that other link also and inform them. Rehana, can you send the link to Pooja, the link where you had joined the other meeting?
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, Rehana, for informing us. Okay. You're welcome. Okay. So integrity. So I was telling you that integrity is about something like this. Let's say that you've been given some supplies, so you went for a training, or even forget training. You know how sometimes you fly on airplanes, sometimes they give you things like, for example, a blanket to wear on the flight, but some people steal that blanket. So that is not right. If somebody is not watching you, you should not take that blanket away. It's only for the flight, it's not for you to carry. Similarly, you know how some people go to hotels. Did you guys watch that video? An Indian family went to Bali and they stole everything from the hotel room. Do you know that? Have you seen that video? No, there's a video like that. So just because some things are available for you to pick up doesn't mean that you will pick everything up. So the same applies to office also. Sometimes, you know, you have access to office supplies. For example, somebody's given you a mouse to work with and you take that mouse home. You can't do that. So that is what integrity is. Integrity means that even when somebody is not watching you, you will do the right thing and you will follow the rules. So at work, actually, the difference is that when you're in college, somebody is always, you know, behind you and they are standing over your head and they're telling you ye karna hai, do this, do that. You get reminders, you get rules. There are very strict rules that you have to follow. When you get a job, nobody is actually following you like that, because they know you're supposed to do what you're supposed to do, and there is very less supervision at work. So you are basically free to do whatever you want to do, which also means that you have access to a lot of things, but that doesn't mean that you start stealing. I'll give you another example that might give you some perspective. I was working somewhere. I was also working there as an executive, and we had to call clients in US and Canada. So we used to call clients to remind them that you have to pay your bill or something like that. And there was this one person at work who would stay back after work, and he would stay back to call his Masi in Canada. So he had a relative in Canada. So he would wait for everyone to leave and then he would call his relative in Canada. So it's very easy for companies to find out when that's happening. So they caught him because they could see that calls were being made after everyone left. So he was caught and he was terminated. So this is an example of integrity. He was not being integrous. Yeah. So the company trusted him, gave him access to the phone, and they trusted him that he would only use the phone for work, but he broke that trust, broke that code, and he was using the phone for personal use. So does this give you more clarity on what integrity means? Yeah, integrity means that you follow the rules and you follow the trust and keep the trust and you are integrous. And this example that I gave you was him not being integrous. He was breaking integrity like that. So what I'll do is, before we start the session and go into details of it, I will also show you some values and ethics, what they look like, some common values and ethics. It's a different slide. So just bear with me 1 second. I will just see where I have values. I've not written it. Okay. So just gonna stop sharing for 1 second because I want to show you values and ethics. Have you guys ever seen a list of values and ethics anywhere? Has anyone worked here before? Any internship or any jobs? No? Okay, I will then show you what values look like. So let me also try and show you. If I just open any website, any company website, let me try that. So I'm just typing on my Google, guys, Tata, the company Tata, their values and ethics. I just typed that. Okay, let me just show you this. Bear with me. You can do this for any company. If you have a dream company, or if you have a dream job, for example, if you want to work with Tata, if you want to work with Microsoft, if you want to work with Adobe, then it's a good idea for you to also type Tata and then their values. So this is exactly what I did. Ma'am, I joined now. Can you repeat that slide? Sure, Sanskrit. I'll just show you in a second. Give me 2 seconds. So guys, I am sharing my screen with you. Just bear with me. How do I share screen? Okay. So I'm sharing my screen with you. Do you see the slide? Do you see on top? It says tata.com in the browser. Yeah, and then it says about us, values and purpose. Now look at this. These are the values: integrity, responsibility, excellence, pioneering, and unity. Now let me explain this to you. All the all the companies will have different values and ethics, but they may use different words, but the values and ethics will always remain the same. So I'll tell you what these are. Integrity is a value, responsibility is a value, excellence is something like, it can also be called quality. Excellence can also be called quality for other companies. It can also be called service for other companies, which basically means that you will give excellent quality or excellent service or excellence in general. Pioneering can also be called innovation, which means that you're coming up with new ideas. You are starting something new. So for example, Tata was a pioneer when it came to launching, what was that car called? The cheap one?
Alto, Nano.
Nano. So they were the first ones in India to launch a car that was so cheap and so affordable, like nobody could have imagined buying a car for 1 lakh. So that was also an example of pioneering, or it can also be called innovation. And then unity that you see, unity can be teamwork, it could be togetherness. So basically I'm just telling you that these values and ethics would generally be the same across companies. Sometimes they can use different words for these values and ethics, and I will show you what the values and ethics generally are. If I go down, I'm still on Tata's website. So then it's saying Tata has always been a values driven organization, and you will find this in all the big companies, even small companies. Every company has values. It's showing integrity, responsibility, excellence, pioneering, and unity. Now let me go back and let me type. I'm just showing you one more example. Okay, so for example, let me type Microsoft values and ethics. Okay, so I just typed Microsoft values and ethics. You will go into the about section for the company, and then it'll talk about its values and ethics. Let's see what we value. Let's see what it says. We empower the world. Now, empower is also one word that you will see very often in their values and ethics. Empowerment, which means that we want to give power to other people also. We want to empower our customers. We want to empower our employees, things like that. Opportunity and responsibility. See, the word responsibility has come up again for another company. Responsibility, the companies that can do more and should do more. So this, guys, can you still see my camera? The line that you see that says, we believe that companies can do more, should do more. This falls under CSR. Can anybody tell me what CSR stands for? Does anyone know CSR?
Responsibility.
Very good. Very good, Manpreet. So this is corporate social responsibility, which basically means that you are a big corporate making a lot of money. You are in profit, you're making crores and millions and billions. But what are you doing for the society? So any charity that a corporate does for the society, for the betterment of the society, is called CSR, or corporate social responsibility. There is another word for it. Philanthropy. I'm forgetting the spelling, guys. I hope this is right. Philanthropy. No, there is a H also. Philanthropy. All right. So philanthropy is basically also charity. So if you see the definition or the description for people like Bill Gates or Mark Zuckerberg, all these fancy people, you will see that they will be called philanthropists also, because they do a lot of charity, right? So corporate social responsibility is generally done by a company. And if a company has like a really good boss, like the CEO is really famous and really rich, then they can also be called philanthropists. And the company will be called, like, it will be participating in something called CSR, which is your corporate social responsibility. So the reason why I am focusing on this so much, and if you had watched my videos on interview preparation, you would have seen that knowing about values and ethics yourself, what values and ethics are, and knowing about a company's values and ethics are such an important tool for interviews, because I have literally hired people because they showed me good values and ethics. When you show the interviewer that you are sincere, you are responsible, you take ownership, you are integrous. Remember the word integrity. You show some sort of integrity, then the company thinks, okay, this is a good candidate because he has good values and ethics. So it's always a good idea to know values and ethics and to display them during the interview. So remember how you guys were asking me about situations earlier? If you're asked situation based questions, anytime they ask you situation based questions, if you're able to connect those situations with values and ethics, chances are that your answer will be very impressive. So I'll just quickly show you what values and ethics are. I'll quickly, so I was not supposed to actually cover this topic, but I will try and show you at least what some values and ethics are, and I'll quickly tell you what they mean. Just bear with me. Okay, so this is how all the topics in soft skills are interconnected, guys. So when I'm preparing you for interviews, I also need to prepare you and tell you about values and ethics, because like I said, if you are able to give your interview answers involving values and ethics, your answers will sound really good, and they will also sound more genuine because you're showing your culture, your morals, your values. So basically, I'm going to skip all this. Okay, so basically these are some of the values that I'll show you. There are 10 in total, and generally all companies will have these 10 values and ethics. Sometimes the names will change. So one value is, or ethic, is called accountability. Does anybody know what accountability means? Anybody?
Responsibility for the company.
Yes, very good. So accountability and responsibility, these two words are generally interchanged. So some people say accountability and responsibility is the same, but they are slightly different, but mostly the same. So you're not wrong in saying that it means responsibility. They kind of like it's kind of like responsibility. The difference between accountability and responsibility is that accountability is generally measurable, which means that if I told Samarth that you have to make 10 calls today, you have to call 10 clients and call them and tell them about our product. So Samarth can say, okay, I called 10 clients, when he didn't. Okay, so he's lying to me when he said that I called 10 clients. But accountability is when you call the 10 clients, you make a report and you write their phone number and you say what happened when you called them. So making that kind of report means accountability, which means that I'm able to measure it. Yeah, so if I ask Samar, did you call 10 clients? He'll be like, yeah. I'll be like, okay, can you show me something for it? So he sends me the report which has the details of the clients and what happened on the calls. That means he's holding himself accountable. And accountability also means that let's say for example, something goes wrong. Yeah, so he was supposed to do something and he didn't. So he was supposed to go for a meeting. Let's say he called 10 clients and one client said, can you come for a meeting? And he said, okay, I'll come, but he didn't go. Then accountability also means that he takes responsibility for the mistake that he made. So he did not go, which is wrong. So he'll say that was my mistake that I did not go. So now today I will work extra. So even after 8 o'clock when his work timings are over, he'll say, no, I will still make sure I go and meet the client because this is my responsibility. That also means accountability, which basically means that you're answerable for your work and you should be able to measure it. So in this case, measuring means that if he's supposed to go for a meeting, that meeting is complete. And then he can say, yes, one meeting done. So in a way, we are measuring that. Does that make sense to everyone? Yeah? Samarth?
Yes.
Okay, I'm also looking at you. You can nod also, or you can say yes. So accountability is one value that you should know. Now the next value is, I'm quickly going to tell you guys. Okay, so work-life balance is another value. For values, I'm sorry, I will not be able to talk to you too much and say, do you know this? Do you know this? Because we have limited time. We have till 8:15, right? So almost half an hour gone already. So I'll quickly take you through this, but you should know about, Samarth, why are you on a phone call? No, you're not. Okay, sorry. So work-life balance also means that you are able to manage your time well. So, you know, in certain countries like in China, Japan, Korea, let's say you work for 8 hours. Let's say you work from 9 to 5. In those countries, they think that if they work instead of 9 to 5, if they work from 9 to 7, 9 to 8, 9 to 9, or 9 to midnight, it's a very good thing, because you're working so hard that you're just living at work. You don't even go home. In Japan and Korea, sometimes people sleep at work. It's their work culture. It's very toxic in those countries. So this actually is not work-life balance. This is an example of bad work-life balance. So work-life balance means that you are able to manage your time, your responsibilities so well that between those 9 to 5, you are able to finish everything that you're supposed to do, and you neither do you work less, which means that 9 to 5 means 9 to 5. It doesn't mean 9 to 4 and you going home early, right? It doesn't mean that. And also 9 to 5 means that you're not working from 9 to 7 or 9 to 8 or 9 to 9. You don't have to do that. You have to be good at time management. That's another training topic that you may have heard of, time management. Time management basically means that whatever your work timings are, you are able to finish your work within those work timings, and you are able to prioritize, which means that you finish the important work first and less important work later. And that way you are able to do your job so well that within the time frame of your work timings, you're able to finish what you're supposed to finish. Yeah, that is work-life balance. Working extra is not an achievement, guys. These days people have become very smart. They say you have time, work within that time. So that is also work-life balance. Work-life balance can mean a lot of different things. I want your take on it. So for the quiz, Pooja, we can have a quiz on values and ethics and their understanding of it. Examples. Can we make it non-objective? Can we make it subjective also? Or do you want objective only?
And can you please repeat?
I was asking for values and sorry, for the quiz, does it have to be objective or can it be subjective also? Objective is easier, right?
We have to keep it objective.
Objective, ma'am, objective.
Oh, objective. Okay, ठीक है, I'll make it objective. I'll give you options. बड़े चालाक हो, you need options, right? Okay, I'll do that. So basically, guys, work-life balance is a very vast topic because it could mean so many different things. So right now I give you the example of work-life balance in terms of time management, but work-life balance could also mean how you manage your emotions and stress. So for example, if you're really stressed at work, do you carry that home? Also, if you're really stressed at home, do you carry that at work? So if somebody is not able to perform well, if they're not able to work well, and they say, oh, I'm so stressed at home, my baby is not well, or my wife fights with me, or you know, my girlfriend fights with me, then that means that you're not able to manage your work well and your work-life balance is not good. So work-life balance basically means that you come to work, you're focused, and you use time properly, and you are able to give the results that you're supposed to. That's basically what it means. But you're also supposed to take care of yourself and not kill yourself in the process. Did everyone understand work-life balance? Yeah, okay. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's go to the next one. Now, this commitment one, this commitment one, the value that you see here.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, if we remember what the Tata website said in its values and ethics, do you remember it said excellence? So this commitment also kind of means like excellence, which means that whatever you promise to your customers, you're able to deliver that, right? So in a way, it's related to commitment, but also exceeding expectations. So commitment basically means that whatever you are promising your customers, for example, in a way, they could not keep their commitment for Nano. They launched Nano and they said, we'll sell this car for 1 lakh. But then later on, they realized that 1 lakh wasn't enough. And slowly the prices started going up even for Nano, and then they discontinued it. So in a way, they were not able to keep this commitment, right? This particular commitment. So as a brand, when you're saying, let's say Tesla, you're saying Tesla will be an AI car and it'll be able to drive itself and it'll be able to do this and that. But now Tesla is failing. It's having so many accidents and it's making so many mistakes. So this commitment part is very difficult for companies to keep. But according to values and ethics, a good company will keep the commitment. I'll give you, can somebody give me an example of good commitment by a company? Anybody who can think of commitment kept by
Tata, ma'am.
how?
Ma'am, because it offers the good qualities to the customer, to its employees also, and as well as to its customers also.
Yeah, you're right, Shrishti. So in most cases, Tata, because it's an ethical company. Now, do you understand what I mean by ethics when I say good morals and good standing? Tata, we know as an ethical company because mostly what they say is true and they are good to their customers also, like Shrishti said. I'll give one more chance, guys. Anybody who can give me a more focused example of keeping commitment in terms of companies? Any company?
Apple iPhone,
Yes. How so, Nidhi?
ma'am, because the quality of their products are really good and the features they are promised are really prominent and match the acceptance of the customers. And
Okay.
each and every feature is really good.
Very good, Nidhi. Very good example. Apple has very good quality and in a way it keeps its commitment to its customers. I'll give you a more focused example, okay, which is more like a very specific example. So let's take Indigo as a company. So Indigo made the commitment that our flights will always be on time. And across all the airlines, guys, all the domestic airlines, Indigo is the only airline that never has delays and cancellations. So it is very, very strict in terms of its flight timings. You will barely ever hear that Indigo flights were late or cancelled. It barely ever happens. However, for airlines like Air India, SpiceJet, GoAir, they have very, very common delays and cancellations. So it can be a case study for you guys. If you are interested in case studies, then you can compare all the airlines, take the value of commitment in terms of committing for time and punctuality, and check, like, do your case study also. Some of you were talking about case studies, so this can make a good case study also. Okay, so that was commitment. Now the next one that we are looking at, guys, this is the CSR commitment that we talked about. So when you see that a company cares about the society, the economy of a country, and the environment, then this falls under CSR, or contributing to the society. Sorry. So in this case, let's take the example of Tata. Tata does a lot for the society. It has a lot of charitable institutions. Tata Memorial Hospital. They have a dog shelter also. They're very nice to animals. So they do a lot. And Tata always talks about how they want India to succeed. So they will not. समर्थ के पीछे कौन है? Oh my gosh, क्या कर रहे हो यार? Embarrass कर दिया समर्थ को. बोल दो समर्थ, डांट दो. ठीक है. So Tata will always keep India as their priority. So they are very committed to the nation and India's economy. So that is how a company should be ethical. It should care about its people. By people, I mean the people of the country, the economy of the country, the society, and the environment. So you must have seen, has anybody noticed that, for example, McDonald's doesn't use plastic straws anymore? They use paper straws now. Starbucks.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Yes, the Starbucks, McDonald's, a lot of these cafes have cut out plastic straws, which I hate because I hate paper straws. But they're doing that because it's their, their commitment towards the environment. So they're doing something for the environment. And believe it or not, paper straws are more expensive than plastic straws. Plastic is very cheap. Whatever you get in plastic is cheaper, but they're still choosing something that is more expensive, more inconvenient, because they want to be nice to the environment also. So that is another example of social responsibility that a company is showing. Sorry, I missed Bijay's example of Tata in terms of safety. That is a very, very good example, Bijay, because Tata, guys, you'd be very surprised that yeah, very good examples, Bijay. So Bijay is saying that Tata shows safety. You'd be very surprised that amongst all the cars that are available in India, if you want to go buy a car, Tata generally has the maximum rating in terms of, guys will tell me, what rating do they have? Maximum rating for? Boys? 4.5. But in what? Bijay, in what do they have 4.5?
In safety, ma'am.
What is that called?
Safety.
Safety, yes. So basically, guys, what I mean by safety is that they do a crash test for cars. So if a car crashes when you have an accident, how safe is the car? And Tata would generally have the highest score in the crash test. So in terms of safety, so basically if a company is investing money into safety and the crash test, they're spending money to ensure that my consumers are safe. It's a very big thing. I mean, we don't generally think about these things, but it's a very big thing because other companies are saving money on the material that they're using. So you must have seen, kabhi dekha hai when I shouldn't take names, I will not take names, but basically the cheaper cars, the cars that are very affordable, when they get into crash, pura pichak jata hai, crush ho jata hai aise gaadi. But if you see a Tata car, or if you see an MG, or if you see a Mahindra, if you see a Toyota Fortuner, they will not crush like the smaller cars. And it's not because the car is small or big, it's because of the material
Ma'am,
that they
safety
use.
and good service.
Good service also. Yeah, Tata Nano. So he's saying Tata bol rahe ho na, ye lo Tata Nano. Yeah, so Tata Nano, if you look at Tata Nano also, the reason why, oh, don't say that, Vijay. Yeah, so the reason why, but Innova is good, right? Toyota is generally strong. So the reason why Nano was so cheap was also because they were compromising on the material that they were using. Yeah, so they were using fiber and those things. So just letting you know that in terms of safety, so Vijay gave us a lot of good answers. Let me look at that. Yeah, Thar is very strong. Ab to guys are like, मैं अपनी favorite car बताऊंगा अभी एक-एक करके. Yeah, let's start. So Vijay said they look at safety in terms of the crash test. They look at sustainability, how sustainable it is for the environment, and environmentally friendly also. So the fact that a lot of these car manufacturers are now Nitesh is saying, what's your favorite car? Nitesh, I'm answering this now. ये सब मत पूछो favorite, आपका favorite color कौन सा, favorite गाड़ी कौन सी. We'll not go into that. But I generally drive Mahindra. So my past 2-3 cars have been Mahindra, and before that I had Tatas. So I personally prefer Tatas and Mahindras, also because they're very strong cars, because they're Indian, and yeah, and they're strong cars. So basically because of that. But what I was trying to tell you was that the reason why a lot of the car manufacturers are now moving to EVs, electric vehicles, is also because of sustainability, and also sustainability and environmentalism. Vijay Kumar is saying his favorite car is Rolls Royce. Vijay Kumar, how much is a Rolls Royce? What's the cost of a Rolls Royce? It's like कल खरीद लूंगा मैं Rolls Royce, देख लेना. So yeah, Rolls-Royce is amongst the most expensive cars in the world. I'm sure the boys know, but maybe the girls don't know. 6 crores that? I don't think so, Vijay. I'm sure it's more expensive than that. But we will not talk about cars. Let me move on to the next value or ethic, which is, oh, can somebody guess what this means, guys? From this picture, can you guess what it means? No?
Equality, equal opportunities.
Very good. Very good. No, it doesn't mean interview. Who said equal opportunities?
Pooja.
Was it Pooja? Okay. Equal opportunity. Very, very close. Guys, yes. Harshita gave the right answer, guys. Claps for Harshita. Very good. Diversity is the right answer that I was looking for. But equal opportunity kind of means the same thing. Guys, also, just gonna read what Pooja wrote in the, yeah, yes, Ajay, you're right. So Pooja wrote in the chat box that 12 students have got the attendance for today. The rest will be marked absent because you've got your cameras off. Just make a note of that. Abhi bhi time hai, if you want to turn your camera on, it'll be captured that your camera was on. Okay, guys. So this value is about diversity and inclusivity. Nitesh is like, main chalu kar deta hu. Yeah, diversity and inclusivity, which basically means that we give, what Pooja said, equal opportunities to everyone. So whether you are, if you look at the picture from left to right, whether you are old, this man is old, whether you are a different color, whether you have a disability, whether you're a woman, whether you're a young man, whether you're from a different religion, a more conservative religion, you will have equal opportunities and nobody will discriminate against you. Now, this is also something very important, guys, and I'm sure that when you join a company, they will sensitize you on this. But let me tell you something very, very important. Yes, Ajay is saying company gives opportunities and treats everyone equally and there is no discrimination. That's exactly what it is. Guys, pay attention to this. This is very, very important. It is a criminal offense. It's a criminal offense to discriminate when you're at work. So if you're at work and you see somebody like this, somebody who's older, somebody who's from a different race, which means they have a different skin color, somebody who is who has a disability, somebody who's from a different caste, different region, different religion, and you make a comment on that, if you make a bad comment or a joke on that, not only will you lose your job, for sure, you will be terminated for saying that. You can also have criminal action taken against you, because you may not know this, and this is very, very important. There are certain protected classes or castes in India, which are SCs and STs, certain communities like the northeastern communities, certain religions which are protected. Even if you make a joke about it, जो मेरा तो दोस्त था, हम तो दोस्तों में हम तो ब्रेक ले रहे थे, हमने तो ऐसे ही बोल दिया, मजाक में बोल दिया, वो नहीं चलेगा. Nobody will take it as a joke and action will be taken against you. You can lose your job and police action can be taken against you. So take it very, very seriously. This is why I'm saying it's very different. This is why we're doing campus to corporate, because sorry, not campus to corporate, interview sensitization. But generally we tell people this when we are training people from colleges, that it's very different to be in a college. Chalta hai wahan pe sab chalta hai, mazak wazak sab chalta hai, but when you are at work, you're treated as a professional, as an adult, and you cannot get away with these things. So this particular slide is very important, to be respectful to everyone, to treat everyone the same, to be so equal opportunities and also equal respect for everyone. So at work you are supposed to give the same respect to the security guard also, to the housekeeping staff also, somebody who's cleaning your table also, somebody who's junior to you also, somebody who's senior to you also. So basically at work you're supposed to respect everyone and not discriminate. You have to remember this and not make any jokes about it. Okay, then let's look at, if we say language name comment also. Sanskrit, what do you mean? What do you mean, Sanskrit? All are equal. Yes. Can you unmute yourself and ask the question, Sanskrit? Okay. Why do you guys type so much? You can just unmute yourself. Oh yes, that's a good example, Sanskrit. So you cannot say words like that. So you cannot say, so yeah, it's okay. It's okay, Sanskrit. So you can, if as long as you're being respectful, guys. So he's given a good example to us. As long as you're being respectful. So for example, Sanskrit has used the word, for example, Madrasi, right? Madrasis are actually people who are from Madras or Chennai. Now, if you're asking somebody, so let's say if I'm asking Manpreet, which is a very silly question, if I ask from her, are you from Madras or are you from Chennai? Are you Madrasi? I'm asking this respectfully, that, hey, Manpreet, are you Madrasi? She'll say, no, I'm a Punjabi, like that. So this is done respectfully. But if I say, oh, Madrasi, Manpreet, are you Madrasi? Like that, then I'm joking. Okay, then I'm being disrespectful. So you have to know how you're talking to somebody. It's basically, if you're confused, you have to think, am I being respectful, or the way I'm saying something, can the other person feel disrespected? So it's not always how you are saying it. It's not your intentions. If they feel, no, I feel disrespected, or this is offensive to me, it's enough. Action can be taken against you. Another thing I'll tell you guys, very, very important. If somebody goes to HR in your company, if somebody goes to HR and files a complaint against you, saying that Krish said something to me, he called me, he said Madrasi ye wo, and I felt really bad, they have to take action. They will never say, acha, let me ask Krish first. They will of course ask him, but they'll have to document the complaint first, right? So if somebody goes and says that Sanskrit made a comment on me, he made a personal comment on me, he made me feel very uncomfortable, so then they'll have to start taking action. They will still call him, ask him, Sanskrit, what exactly did you say to her, something like that. But these categories, I would say, something called POSH, for example, prevention of sexual harassment at work. It's called POSH. This is also very important. You will learn about all this later, guys. I don't want to go into details of it too much, but for example, POSH, which is prevention of sexual harassment at work. in this case, Posh is taken very, very seriously. So even, I don't know, just tell me something, guys. Unmute yourselves and tell me, have you heard about this case that's going on in Hollywood? Blake Lively versus Justin Baldoni. Does anybody know about that?
No,
No, ma'am.
No? Okay. It's a
Yes,
huge...
No, ma'am.
with us.
Sorry?
I mean, are they the actors of It End With Us,
Yes,
something like
yes, it ends with us. It ends with
I
us.
heard
Yes,
about it.
absolutely. Yes. Yeah. So there's a movie called It Ends With Us. It has two actors, Blake
No,
Lively.
actually, I saw this incident in my past company. So
Yeah. Yeah. Can you tell us,
yeah,
Shivansh?
there is my colleague and my manager assaulted her.
Oh,
So
no. Okay.
yeah,
So was he terminated then?
yeah, on the spot.
Yes. So guys, generally there is no sunwai. They won't be like, अरे आओ बैठो पहले बताओ क्या हुआ आपके साथ, अपने आप को defend करो. So unfortunately these are very, very strict rules and laws, and companies will basically not want to take the risk, okay, because these are legal cases. So like I was discussing, there's a movie called It Ends With Us, and Acha, Vijay is telling us Posh was first introduced in Tata Group. Good, good. Vijay, you have a lot of information. So there's a movie called It Ends With Us, which stars Justin Baldoni, who's the man, and Blake Lively, who's the woman. Blake Lively is married to Ryan Reynolds, who plays Deadpool. So she's very, very famous. These people are very famous. But you know what? Blake Lively has basically accused Justin Baldoni of Posh, basically Posh, that he sexually harassed me. And this news has taken over the world. It doesn't matter how rich you are, it doesn't matter how famous you are, it doesn't matter how successful you are. If even rich people, successful people, if they file a case in this, action will be taken against them. So right now a legal case is going on. It's a huge case. So just letting you know that be very, very careful when you're at work, and do not say anything that can be Sanskrit. It's called It Ends With Us. It Ends With Us. It's on Netflix. But the case has actually become bigger than the movie. The movie kind of like did not do that well, but the case has become like so big that every day there's news about it. So basically you remain respectful, treat everyone with equal respect, and you're fine. Just remember that. And it's not about what you thought or how you acted, it's about how the other person felt. So you have to make sure that the other person also feels respected. Krish, what's the matter? Feeling tired? No? Okay. Okay, the next one, guys, is empowerment. You saw this also in Tata. We saw this in Tata, that we empower our customers and our employees. So empowerment also means that you give opportunities to your employees, and you empower your customers also by giving them options, by giving them the best deals. Vishal, are you listening? Vishal Singh. I see him, but I don't know if he's listening. Vishal? Okay, now he's paying attention. Okay, guys.
So Rajni ma'am, so basically Rajni ma'am, I want to ask a common question about empowerment of women, basically. What's your opinion about a woman empowerment?
This is a very, very loaded question. It'll take so much time for me to answer that. So I will just say this. I'll just say this to answer your question in short, that I don't specifically believe in women empowerment. I believe in equality. And feminism, when feminism started, it was about equality. Women wanted equal opportunities. So earlier what used to happen was they used to say, okay, men can work, but women can't work. Men can wear whatever they want, but women can't wear all this. Men can do this, but women can't do that.
But
So
it is actually a perception between a man and female, man
Okay.
and woman.
Okay.
If somebody is thinking about a same level,
Yeah.
even you are a leader in a company or a manager,
Yeah.
then you have to equally divide the work, na?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but
that-
like this will not happen in our MNCs recent
Uh,
times.
Well, it's debatable. It's debatable. I'll give you an example, Shivanshu. So I'll we can't really spend too much time on this, but I'll quickly answer your question. One is, as long as everyone is treated equally, including equal responsibilities also, like you said. So they should have equal work, equal responsibility, equal accountability, all of that. Everything should be equal if you want equality and empowerment. But for example, I'll tell you this. Multinational companies have something called open door policy. And what that means is that everyone is the same. So for example, in multinational companies, you don't call anyone sir or ma'am. So they could be your CEO, directors, vice presidents. You still call them by name. So let's say Pooja is the vice president in the company. You will not say Pooja ma'am. You will still say Pooja. You will say Manpreet, Krish, like that. So this is the rule in multinational companies, that nobody will be sir ma'am, koi upar niche nahi hai, sab equal hai. So everyone will get equal respect. However, in India, they still say sir or ma'am. And in India, I've worked with so many companies. Some people take offense कि अरे मेरे को नाम से बुला लिया, you're not calling me sir or ma'am, मेरे को मस्का नहीं मार रहे हो, मेरे को, all that chamchagiri is not happening. So all that happens. So Shivanshu, there are rules that certain things have to be a certain way, but if you're being practical and realistic, वो नहीं होता है, because people are that way. So empowerment and all this women empowerment and feminism and equality also works like that. It should be a certain way. Some people misuse it, take advantage of that. That is just human nature.
Yeah.
Okay. Tejas has joined us, and Vijay is saying only in MNC. You're right, only in MNC, but you'd be surprised. Sometimes you may join an MNC, even like the really, really big ones, and you'll think, oh my God, this will be so international. Everything will be so good. वहाँ पे भी चमचागिरी चल रही होगी. So that happens everywhere. So
Actually, it's happened with me.
yeah.
I'm totally surprised with the culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No matter what the multinational corporation might have as their culture and their values, every country will add their own flavor to it. वो होगा ही होगा. So Japan में भी multinational companies में, they don't follow actually the multinational culture. वहाँ पे they follow their own culture where people are working extra hours. And I'll tell you something like a fun fact, which is not so fun. Manpreet, नींद आ रही है? Not such a fun fact, but basically, you're okay?
Yes.
Okay.
What is MNC?
MNC is multinational corporation. So any company that operates in more than one country. So for example, Tata is not just in India. Tata sends its products to other countries also, Europe also, America also. Then it becomes a multinational company, which basically means that they have multiple, like they have clients in other countries, and sometimes they have offices in other countries as well. Vijay is asking me random questions. Last session mein shayad tha nahi Vijay. Vijay, I have 20 years of experience and I have been training for 15 years. So 15 years of training experience and 20 years of corporate experience with multinational corporations. Yeah, so MNC is multinational corporations. So I forgot what I was talking about. So yeah, basically, what was the last thing that I said, Manpreet, before I asked you if you were feeling all right? What was I talking about? ये मत पूछो, मैं तो कहीं और दुनिया में थी.
You are telling about MNCs.
Yeah. No, so I was telling you the fun fact, which is not so fun. In Japan, Korea, China, and all these Asian countries, so Taiwan and, maybe not Singapore, maybe, but generally Japan, Korea, and China, if you're working, let's say Vishal is working, okay, and his boss is Pooja. If Pooja is older than Vishal, even if Vishal finishes his work, he cannot leave. He will have to wait for Pooja to leave, and only after Pooja leaves, he can leave out of respect. The respect quotient in Japan, Korea, and China, like these conservative societies, is so high. Even if you don't drink, this is Japanese culture. In Japanese culture, this is just fun facts that I'm telling you. Let's say Nitesh doesn't drink. Okay, he's never had alcohol in his life. It's true.
Which work MNC?
Could you repeat that, Nitesh? What are you asking?
Which work MNC company?
Which one?
No, actually, he is asking about which type of company is offering the drinks. Actually, the fun fact.
No, I think he was asking about some specific company if it's an MNC. Were you asking about Mercedes? Merck, did he say? Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, these are all MNC. Which work MNC company? Okay. Okay. So Nitesh, any company can be a multinational company as long as it is working across countries. So I'll give you an example. Thank you, Tejas. So I'll give you an example. So for example, if Tata is making cars, but it's also sending cars to other companies or buying products from other companies, or it has countries, or if it has clients in other countries, it's a multinational company. Let's say you start a business, you start a garment business, okay, and you're sending garments to different countries and you have offices in different countries, that can also be a multinational company. So any company that is not local, like a perchun ki dukan, yeah, like some sweets ki dukan, but now Haldiram's is like a multinational corporation because it has shops in different countries also. So when you have your business going out of your country, also doing business in other countries, it's a multinational corporation. Okay. Sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
I was giving you an example of Japan. This is only specific to Japan and Korea, guys. I'm just telling you about how the work culture differs in other countries. In Japan and Korea, even if you don't drink, like Pooja, I'm sure Pooja doesn't drink. If her boss invites you to drink, like to have drinks, even if she doesn't drink, if her boss is offering her a drink, she will have to take it and drink it because it's a matter of respect. So this happens with so many people in Japan and Korea that they don't want to drink, but they end up drinking because their boss asked them to. So they have a more of like a yes boss kind of culture. Whatever the boss says, they'll have to do it. Yeah. So just telling you about the culture. Yes, Sanskrit. Yes, Bijay. Okay, good examples, Bijay. Okay, guys, let's look at some more values and ethics. This one, can anyone guess
And
what
also,
Yes, Tejas.
so when you join the company, they like create a bond with you, and just like you had said, you can't leave when the boss leaves. So if the boss leaves till 8, you have to wait till 8 when you don't have to do any work. If you
Yeah.
don't do any work, you have to wait till the 8 when the boss will leave, and then you
Yes.
can leave. And
Yes.
when you have to arrive in the company, you have to arrive early than the boss.
Yes. But this is, guys, we are
It-
talking.
this is
Yeah. Yeah, Tejas.
this is very strict in Japan. I had heard about some companies and the job roles and some YouTube.
No,
Yes.
buddy, it's in India also. There are some.
It's okay. Shivanshu, yes, in some companies, yes, but not in all companies. But in Japan and Korea, it's in most companies. It's almost like a cultural rule. So in India, there may be exceptions, but I don't think there is a rule where you can't leave just because your boss is there. If your work is over, you can leave. Especially in multinational corporations, you can.
Yeah, but who follows the rule in MNCs? Mostly the work area.
So I don't know what your experience has been, but because I have seen so many companies, they do in multinational corporations, they do follow most of the rules. And then of course, chamchagiri is an exception. Like if you want to be a chamcha, then koi bhi rule apply nahi hoga. Then you can't like look at rules. But generally speaking, that's not the rule. And what Tejas was talking about is specific to Japan and Korea, guys. It's not for India and it's not for the world. It's very specific to those countries. Also, no, just letting you know that bonds are illegal in India. So you cannot have bond in India, which basically means that if I am hiring somebody, if I am hiring you, for example, if I am hiring Shrishti, then I can't say, Shrishti, I'm giving you a job, but you can't leave this job for 3 years. I have you like imprisoned. You are my prisoner for 3 years. That can't happen. However, in Japan, Korea, they can even keep your passport, they can keep your documents and not give you the documents back. It happens with a lot of countries, Dubai, Kuwait, Oman, that it's more like bonds where you can't leave according to your will. In India, if you want to, yeah, like a contract, Sanskrit. So in India, if you want to leave a job, you can serve your notice period and you can leave. So generally notice period is 1 month, sometimes it's 2 months. Notice period also cannot be as per the employer's wish. So sometimes companies will say you will have to give notice period of 3 months, 6 months. you can challenge that in labor court. So in India, the laws are still followed very well, but in a lot of countries, there are very bad labor laws, including bonds and contracts. So just letting you know. But India mein nahi hoga, guys. Bahar, if you go out to Kuwait, then it might apply to you. Yeah, Pooja.
Ma'am, but we have, if we broke the bond, we have to pay some extra charges, right? Like I had read.
Yes. So in India, some companies do that. Airlines also do that. But in India, the labor laws are so strict that if, for example, you have a bond with a company, like when I joined Indigo, I had a bond. I can always challenge the bond in the labor court. I can say that I gave the notice of 1 month or 2 months, but they're still deducting the charges for bond. Now, I am not really sure if the court will give the order in your favor, but you can always challenge it. So you have the option to challenge it. And India specifically is a very labor oriented company. So they generally favor the labor rather than the company. So you can always challenge that. Vijay, I didn't understand your question. What are you asking for? Recommendation? Okay, I quickly wanted to go through the values. Sorry. Vijay, you can write to me and tell me what you mean by recommendation. Okay, guys, who can guess what this value is? Values and ethics. We looked at something like this on the Tata website.
Teamwork, collaboration.
Ma'am, teamwork and collaboration.
Teamwork, collaboration. I'll give you a clue. This value has to do with the bulb that he's pointing at.
Problem solving.
Time management.
Problem
solving.
Ma'am, every worker idea will be respected.
Okay, Harshita has given the right answer again. And Farhat also. Sorry, is your first name Parveen or Farhat? What's your first name? Very good. Harshita is very good, yeah. So innovation, this means innovation and creativity. And I'll get to know Farhat is her first name. Also the right answer, creativity and innovation. So basically innovation means doing something in a new way, a new idea, or doing it in a creative way. So this is also a value and ethic. And a lot of companies are doing this, coming up with new ideas. Then another value, most important, is integrity, which is acting with honor and honesty. So you are truthful, you're doing the right thing, you know the difference between right and wrong, good and bad. That is basically what integrity means. But in integrity, you have to come across a situation and decide whether you'll do the right thing or the wrong thing. So integrity is the choice between what's convenient and what's right. So sometimes, doing the right thing is more inconvenient. For example, I'll give you the easiest answer. Let's say you are standing in a line and mere aage Shrishti khadi hai, right? And I'm waiting in line and Shrishti takes out something from her pocket and some money falls. 500 rupees gir gaye, right? So she drops some money, like a 500 rupee note. Now, convenient is if I pick up the money and keep it in my pocket. It's good for me, right? I'll get some free money. But what is right is that I know that the money belongs to her and she accidentally dropped it. So the right thing to do is to say, Shrishti, you dropped your money, this is your money, something like that. And convenient would be keeping the money. So this is basically an example of integrity, that when you're doing something, will you do the right thing or will you do what's good for you? So that's the difference, right? So integrity, in terms of your job, I can give you examples. For example, if your boss is not at work, will you work, in sincerely, in a focused way, or will you keep taking breaks because nobody is there to look at you, right? So this is also integrity. Jitna break you are supposed to take, will you take those many breaks or will you take extra breaks just because there is no supervisor? This is also an example of integrity. So if you take too many breaks, if you're not working, if you're gossiping with your friends, you're on the phone, then you're not being integrous. So it comes from within. Okay. Very good, Sanskrit. Then you'll get fired also very quickly. Okay. All right. Next is ownership.
It's more like, ma'am, what you're doing under supervision and what you are not doing, what you're doing in unsupervision.
Yes.
It's like that.
Absolutely, yes. So basically, let's say, I'll give you another example. Tejas ka example lete hain. So you know what? If you're working on your system and your manager comes and stands behind you, तो ज़्यादा ही काम करने लग जाएंगे. सारा काम याद आ जाएगा. So you'll be working very, very hard because the manager is standing right behind you. So you'll show him I'm working. Look how hard I'm working, constantly working. But if the manager is not there, then you'll be more relaxed. So this is an example of not being integrous. If your manager is standing right next to you, why are you working harder? Even if he's not there, you should be working the same way, right? So this is also what Tejas means by his example. You should work the same way, whether your manager is there or not. Guys, another ethic is ownership, and I will stop sharing now. So basically there are 10, but the 10th one is very long, so I'll skip that. So now you get a basic understanding, right, of what values and ethics are. Yeah, Vijay, but that is debatable. I will skip that for later. It's debatable because also the owner of a company or a CEO of the company is also investing more in the business while the employees are not investing. The owner also has profits and liabilities. Employees don't have liabilities. So shareholding by the CEO, according to me, is debatable. Sometimes it's okay. Okay. So basically, guys, all the values and ethics that I showed to you, these remain common across companies. Sometimes they will have different words to describe their values and ethics, but generally they are the same. Now, the reason why I took you through values and ethics, and I'll say some of them. Khemaraj, are you paying attention? Look here. So I'll give you some, I'll tell you the names again of some of the values and ethics. So we looked at accountability, ownership. I'll explain ownership to you. Accountability, ownership, responsibility, innovation, teamwork, work-life balance, integrity, diversity, inclusivity, all these words. So basically these words will remain common across companies. Now I'll give you examples, but I want to practice this later with you in detail. We'll practice. Let's say you get asked something in an interview that let's say they give you a situation that what if our client, so we have a client, but what if our client contacts you directly? Yeah, so the client is calling Krish and saying, Krish, I don't want to give business to this company. I'll work directly with you. Is that okay? And then Krish can say, no, integrity is very important to me. Yeah, we looked at the value, integrity. It's not, mat karo naukri, business khol lo, dukaan khol lo, Krish. Okay, so so you can say something like, integrity is very important to me, honesty is very important to me, so I would never do that. So you are basically substantiating what you're saying. It's not about just saying nahi main aise nahi karunga, lekin kyun nahi karoge? You have to give a reason, because I am a very integrous person. This value is very important to me, integrity is very important to me, and that's why that's how your answer sounds more sincere and it sounds more concrete. Yeah, it's okay, Vijay. We'll discuss equity later. Okay, so guys, this is what I mean. And for example, when they say, you know, the question, what are your strengths and weaknesses? A lot of you asked me this question, how to answer this question, strengths and weaknesses. In your strengths, you can say that innovation is one of my strengths. I'm very creative and I look for new ways to do something. So if there is a new or a more efficient way of doing something, I think that's a really good quality to have. So I'm quite innovative. But guys, when we cover the questions, interview questions, I'll also tell you this, that when they ask you the strengths and weakness question, Manasvi, when they ask you a question, then for example, Manasvi will say that, oh, I'm very innovative. That's my strength. Then they'll say, okay, give us an example of innovation. How are you innovative? So they always ask follow-up questions also. The interviewers have become so smart. When I started working 20 years back, they used to ask very simple questions. What are your strengths and weaknesses? And we used to say very simply, oh, I am a perfectionist. That's my strength. And it's also my weakness, because I make sure that I'm perfect in whatever I do. Even if it takes more time, I am perfect. And they used to be like, okay, good answer. And they used to give us the job. Now they'll say, Acha, you're a perfectionist. Give us an example of being a perfectionist. They'll say something like that. So these days, interviews are harder and they ask you follow-up questions. Whatever you say, they'll say, okay, give us an example. So be ready with that also, but we'll practice that when we do the questions and answers in the interview questions. Okay? How marketing? Vijay is playing now. He's saying, I'll be the interviewer. You tell me what are your strengths and weaknesses. What are you hiring me for, Vijay? How marketing answer that question? I don't understand your question, Sanskrit. How do you mean that? How marketing student answer that question? Strength and weakness? Are you asking that question? We'll practice this later, guys. Yeah, so right now we are not doing questions. I'm just giving you an example of how you can use values and ethics. Samarth, I'm telling you how you answer the values and ethics, what we covered in your answer. Samarth, pay attention here. Yeah, so I was just giving you an example of how to use values and ethics, and believe me, if you use values and ethics as your answer in interviews, you don't know how much of an impact it has. So spend time. I think I have also posted a video on values and ethics, and generally also just Google it. What are company values and ethics? So it'll tell you some general values and ethics. And especially if we go back to that one slide where we talked about preparation, when we were talking about preparation and we were looking at what all do we need to prepare for, it says you need to read the values and ethics of the company. So make sure that whenever you go for an interview for that company, please open their website and go into About Us and check their values and ethics. And if you are able to incorporate their values and ethics in your answer, they'll be so impressed. That is one of the best answers that you can give for a company. So for example, if you're appearing for an interview with Tata, and they have innovation as one of their values, that question that they ask you, why should we hire you? Why should we hire you? And you give the answer that I'm a very creative person and I really value innovation. And I saw that innovation is one of your values, your company values. And I relate with that so much because I'm an innovative person and I really value innovation and creativity. So I think I'll be a good fit here. Do you understand that answer, everyone? Yeah, do you understand how that makes sense to answer that question?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes,
So this is,
ma'am.
yeah, this is how you have to use
Yes,
values
ma'am.
and ethics in your answers also.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let me, you guys type so Sanskrit. Okay. Vijay, this may not be the right answer. I'll tell you why. When we practice, right now we're not practicing the questions. This is not the right answer. Just saying that I work hard, it cannot be your strength. I'll tell you how to give this answer when we practice question and answers. Sanskrit, my full name is my LinkedIn ID. So my name that you see on the screen, that's my LinkedIn ID. Rajni Sarasan is my LinkedIn ID. So guys, the reason why I was explaining values and ethics to you in so much detail was because, like it says here, when you prepare for an interview, you are first supposed to go read the company, about the company first. What does the company do? Then you read about their values and ethics, and then you go for the interview. The reason why you read their values and ethics is because you can start incorporating the values and ethics in your answers. When they ask you questions, you can say, oh, I see that this is your value, this is your ethic. I also feel the same way, something like that. Okay, and then you're welcome, Sanskrit. Oh gosh, do you guys write so much in the chat? I keep getting distracted because somebody, why are you hired in company? Why are you hired in company interview question? What does that mean? Nitesh, can you unmute yourself and ask me the question? What are you asking?
यस मैम, मैं पूछना चाहता हूँ मैम कि आपको इस कंपनी में हम क्यों जॉब दें?
Huh. This is a very common question. We will answer this question also. Why should we hire you? And why are you a good fit for this company? Why do you want to join this company? And why should we hire you? ये बहुत common questions है. We will practice this when we do questions and answers later. We'll practice this question also. So Nitesh, आज तो नहीं, but later I'll answer this question for you. Make sure you attend all the sessions, okay? Okay. All right, guys. Let me look at the time. Okay, we have 15 minutes. Let's do some more. Okay. Now, in terms of the company, when I say that when you are going for an interview, you should read up about the company. You should research a little bit about the company that you're applying with. Krish, stop looking at your phone. So when you're going for an interview with a company, you should read about the company. And the best way to read about the company is, one, you can follow their LinkedIn. You can check their website, you can check their social media, you should check the news, that like how are they doing. And if you're like extra savvy, then you can even check the share market. You can check how their shares are doing, how their equity is doing in the market. That is like extra. Okay, so basically when you research about the company, you get in-depth information about the company through its website, social media, employee reviews, and other online sources. Guys, how do you check the employee reviews? Anybody who knows?
What, ma'am?
How do you check the reviews about the company, the employee reviews for a company?
We can check it on social media handles, LinkedIn, and on Google maybe, because Google is the main source of the reviews you can check.
Okay. Feedback.
There is a company, McKinsey. This is doing a auditing of
Okay.
any company.
Yeah.
You know better the.
But that is more like company to company. For us, common people, we can't do that. एक second, guys. What is going on? You guys, okay, first of all, guys, stop sending me DMs, okay? Don't send me. His camera is off. Hmm.
Website.
Yes, yes, Pooja, absolutely, guys. Pooja gave us the right answer. So even Shivanshu's answer is right, but that is more on a company level, that if you want to investigate about a certain
Companies' portfolios and
Yes.
employee orientation,
Yeah.
well-being
that-
offers.
Yeah, for that you can do that, but it also costs money. So Pooja has given us the right answer, which is free. And if you, so basically, let's say Pooja wants to apply with a company that she hasn't really heard of. So she got a job offer from a company called, let's
S&P, S&P,
S&P.
S&P Global.
Okay. Okay. Mudassir, what is this? Ambition Box, what is that? So Pooja gave us this answer. And Mudassir is telling us something. Guys, it's so much easier for me when you just unmute yourselves and talk. It really distracts me to check the chat box.
I missed the job app to find out the job and send our resume.
Is that Ambition Box?
Yes.
Okay, I think maybe Mudassir means that Ambition Box is also something like that. But Pooja gave us this answer, guys. Glassdoor is a website where employees can go and share their experience with a company. So they basically give a review of a company that this don't join. Yeah, Quora is also a source, but okay. Okay, Manpreet. So Quora is also not Quora, Quora. Quora is also good source, but you know, Quora is more like you can post anything there. You can post any questions, any answers there. But Glassdoor is a dedicated website only for company reviews. So let's say Manpreet was working at McDonald's in Gurgaon. She will, after quitting her job or while working there, she'll go and write about McDonald's. This branch is very bad. The managers are very bad. We don't get payments on time. We don't get our salaries on time. So then when Nitesh is applying for a job, he'll go on Glassdoor and he'll look for that company and he'll say, oh no, they don't give salaries on time. I will not join this company. So it's more like a review for employees for a certain company. So you can definitely check Glassdoor to do
मैम ये
that.
स्टार्टअप के लिए काम तो नहीं करेगा ना अगर किसी का नया नया स्टार्टअप हुआ तो
ये बात तो है, स्टार्टअप नहीं होगा, बट डोंट अंडर एस्टिमेट इट. ग्लासडोर में एक बार चेक कर लो, हो सकता है even one employee who's worked there can go and write, so it may actually work. It depends on how proactive you are. So Vishal, if you worked with a startup and you didn't have a good experience, you can go on Glassdoor and post the first review for them. So then you became the person who reviewed it, right? So you never know. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So you can research, guys. Okay. Again, chat box. Thank you for. You're welcome, Manpreet. Reddit also. Oh, guys, Reddit. Yeah, Reddit, Ambition Box, and Glassdoor. So I didn't know about Ambition Box, but a lot of you are saying Ambition Box. So I am assuming that it's like Glassdoor and people leave
Yes, ma'am.
reviews. Yeah, even in Ambition Box. And Reddit, guys, Reddit has everything. Reddit has
It's about everything. We can have everything there. So
yeah.
कुछ छुपा नहीं है.
Absolutely. So no matter what you are thinking about, if you go and search on Reddit, you'll find something about it, including companies. And people generally go there to vent out. If they want to share their opinion on something, they will write about it on Reddit. Sanskrit. ये संस्कृत बहुत बातें करता है. They upload their review in original ID or something? Oh, that's a very good question, actually, Sanskrit. That's a very, very good question. I think on Glassdoor, the review that you post is anonymous. So you don't even have to write your name. I think they do verify it. I've never used it myself, so I'm not really sure.
They actually maintain the transparency.
Yeah,
Actually,
but I think they don't show your name
yeah.
because you can get into trouble. So I think they validate in some way that you worked with the company, but they don't show your name so that you don't get into trouble. So I think they maintain anonymity also. I'm not 1,000% sure, but I think so. But that is very important because you'll be like, Acha, what if I share the name of a company and then the company blacklists me or something? So that's why they keep it anonymous also. And on Reddit also, you can use an anonymous username and post a review of a company. You can do that too. So guys, if you're applying with a company, it's a good idea to go research about the company a little bit. You can also read reviews about it, but generally also on the company website, you can read about their values and ethics. You can read about their news, any updates that they want to share. So generally for you, the about us section of a company is a gold mine. If you're applying with a company, please go and read their about us section on their website. Vijay Kumar is saying the Glassdoor website, yeah, anonymously, yeah. So it's Glassdoor is anonymous. Blacklist basically means that let's say Vijay worked with me, right? So Vijay worked with me and I had a very, very bad experience with him. Let's say he stole something from my company. Then I blacklist him, which means that I will never hire him again. So I will inform my HR that this person, Vijay Kumar, should never be hired again. So he will be put in the blacklist. There's a list that they maintain. And sometimes, guys, in industries, they can share the blacklist. So they have certain software and basically data, how they manage the data. Other companies can also see sometimes if a person has been blacklisted, and then they will also not hire them. So I'm not really sure how they do that, but blacklist can be shared also across industries. So make sure you don't get blacklisted in a company.
Like in movies, when we see movies where employees work with boss and they say कि अगर आप हमारी कंपनी छोड़ के जाओगे और आप बॉन्ड तोड़ देते हो तो अब हम आपको मार्केट की सारी कंपनी से ब्लैकलिस्ट करा देंगे.
हाँ, but that is not true. Bond तोड़ने में blacklist नहीं कर सकते. So if somebody is saying that to you, if a company is saying that we'll blacklist you because you're breaking a bond, if you have served the notice period and if you're leaving a company the right way, then you can challenge that. So that's what the labor court is there for. So even if it's a multinational company, you can still go to the labor court and challenge that. But थोड़ा ज़्यादा heavy हो रहा है, guys. Let's not get into that. Tanya is asking, हाँ.
मैम कंपनी में ब्लैकलिस्ट हो सकती है क्या?
Yes, absolutely. हो सकती है. So if a company is not maintaining the compliance like ESI, PF, labor laws, POSH, things like that, then absolutely they can be blacklisted as well. इनका license revoke हो सकता है, cancel हो सकता है. Tanya is asking, can the reviews be fake also? I'm not really sure how they validate that. I'm sure they take some information from you, your email address, your employee ID, some sort of validation. I'm not 100% sure on this, Tanya, but on websites like Reddit and Quora and all these websites, they can definitely be faked. But on Glassdoor and the Ambition one that we saw, maybe not. I'm not really sure how they validate it, but I think it may not be fake, but of course everything can be faked. So they
मैम
can
आपने भी रिव्यू दिया है किसी कंपनी का?
Sorry,
मैम आपने रिव्यू दिया है किसी कंपनी का?
I don't want to be blacklisted. No, I'm kidding. Generally, see, I'll give you one example, guys. I used to work with a company where I had a very bad experience. That was the worst job of my life. When I left that job, I thought I had so much anger and frustration for that company that I wanted to do something like this. I wanted to write a review for them. But then when I had time to think about it, I realized that even in that really bad environment, I actually learned so much, and I learned life lessons, including office politics. So I learned, this is a very important life lesson, guys. I'm telling you for free. I will not charge you for this life lesson. Your colleagues are not your friends. Always remember this. Office mein na, office politics is so bad that when somebody gets a chance to climb on top of you, they will, and they will use everything against you. So Sorry, I got distracted. The chat box distracts me. So basically, remember this. This is a life lesson for everyone, that your office colleagues are not your friends. Your boss is not your friend, and you are dispensable. What dispensable means? It's almost like disposable. Just disposable glasses aate na, guys. So when you're working for a company, they will make you feel like you are so important to us. We can never dispose you off, but they can. Nobody is indispensable. So don't get too attached to no, I won't say companies, but at least people. Don't trust them so much. Office politics ka matlab hi hota hai that people betray your trust. So don't think that colleagues equals to friends. That's not the case. So that was a life lesson for me. And also I learned a lot of different things there. Attendance is automatic, guys, and if your camera is on, your attendance gets marked automatically. If your camera is off, I don't know how it works, but on hai to attendance apne aap mark ho rahi hai. All right, guys. Okay, so one is that when you're applying with a
तो तब कि ट्रस्ट कैसे बिल्ड कर सकते हैं हम लोग अपने कलीग के साथ अगर ऐसा सिचुएशन आ जाएगा तो?
Can you repeat that, Arushi?
मैम एक्चुअली आपने अभी जो बोला ना कि मतलब कलीग्स हमारे फ्रेंड्स नहीं होते, वो लोग को चांस मिलेगा तो वो लोग हमसे आगे चले जाएंगे। तो अगर ऐसा चीज रहेगा तो एक होता है ना, ट्रस्ट इश्यूज भी होना चाहिए ना, कि जब साथ में काम कर रहे हैं तो विदाउट ट्रस्ट साथ में काम कैसे करेंगे?
Good
तो
question,
वो
Arushi.
ट्रस्ट कैसे करें?
Good question. So trust का मतलब ये होता है, trust का मतलब ये होता है कि you trust them in a professional capacity. You trust them कि मैं जो अपना काम कर रहा हूँ उसमें can you help me, can you support me, can I support you work wise. But for example, Arushi, I'll give you a small example. Trust का मतलब होता है professional रखो trust. अब तुमने क्या किया? You called your boss, you called Pooja and you said, Pooja, I'm very sick today. मेरी तबीयत बहुत खराब हो रही है, मुझे छुट्टी लेनी पड़ेगी. पूजा बोलेगी अरे अरे बहुत तबीयत खराब है, ठीक है आराम करो. एंड देन यू कॉल संस्कृत, बोले संस्कृत मैं तो दिलजीत दोसांझ के कॉन्सर्ट में जा रही हूँ, पूजा को मैंने बोल दिया मेरी तबीयत खराब है, ठीक है बताना मत उसको. बोले अरे तो मेरी दोस्त है यार आरुषि, डोंट वरी अबाउट इट, जा दिलजीत दोसांझ मेरे को फोटोज भेज देना कॉन्सर्ट की. उसने फोटोज भेज दी. अब संस्कृत जाएगा पूजा के पास, ये देख लो छुट्टी मांग के गई है, तबीयत खराब है दिलजीत दोसांझ के, तो फोटोज भी है. समझ में आया?
यस मैम.
ठीक है, तो ट्रस्ट उतना रखो. संस्कृत where are you from? Oh, he doesn't understand Hindi. I answered because Arushi asked me. Oh, Tamil Nadu. Okay. Sanskrit, I'll quickly tell you. So Arushi was asking, how can you not trust your colleagues? I mean, of course, you said don't trust your colleagues. What I meant was trust them only in a professional capacity. Don't misunderstand this as friendship. So I gave her the example that, for example, Arushi called her boss and said, I'm not feeling well today. Can I take a leave today? The boss gave her a leave on the grounds of being sick. But Arushi actually went to a concert. And she told you that I'm going to a concert. Don't tell the boss because you guys are friends. And then what did you do? You said, okay, send me some pictures from the concert. And when she sent you the pictures, you went to your boss and you showed her the pictures that, look, she lied about being sick and she's at a concert. So that also happens. This happens all the time, guys. This is what office politics is called. So office politics generally happens when you let your guard down, you start sharing too much, you start thinking people are your friends, and you start telling them all your secrets. That's when they start misusing that and they can hurt you. Yeah. I'm so sorry, Sanskrit. I forgot that we have people also from South and I can't always speak in Hindi. So I will remember that, guys. English only. Okay, guys, let's take one more point. We have very limited time. So this is what I talked about earlier, guys, when I was showing you their website. So when we look at the website, we see their values and ethics, and we see their mission, we see their culture. So their mission, their management values, work culture, types of products they offer. So I'll tell you about this a little bit. You guys write in the chat box so much that every 2 seconds I have to check the chat box. It's easier for me when you just, oh, you're welcome, Sanskrit. Sanskrit is in a library, guys. So he can't unmute himself. So he keeps typing and I have to stop every 2 seconds to read what he's typing. Okay. So guys, mission is generally their goal. the company's goal, and mission will always be like some gyan that they give, that our mission is to, and mission is generally equals to their CSR initiative. So CSR we discuss, social responsibility, mission is generally aligned with that and with success. So half success, half CSR is generally the mission of a company. It's okay, Sanskrit. Then management means, guys, the word management means you should know who the CEO of the company is. So you should look at their top management. Who's the CEO, who's the COO, who is the director, who is the vice president, who's the assistant vice president. So the top 3-4 people, you should know about that, and definitely know who's the CEO of the company. Imagine that you have applied for a job in Facebook. All right, so you applied for a job in Facebook and you go for an interview, and the interviewer says, do you know who's the owner of Facebook or who's the CEO of Facebook? And you're like, I don't know, I never checked. Imagine how that'll look, right? So whatever company you're applying for, please check who the CEO is and who the management is. Then you can check their values, like we checked for Tata. You can check the work culture. For example, for certain companies like Google has excellent work culture, guys. So in Google, you can take your pet to work, you can have standing desks, you have free food, you have swimming pool, you have so many things. So work culture also matters. And work culture, see, all the answers that you give will go back to your values and ethics. So do you remember the value of an ethic of work-life balance? These companies are really focused on work-life balance. Your Google, Adobe, Microsoft, all these big giants are very good at work-life balance. So in your answer, when they ask you, why do you want to join a company? You can say, I really admire the work-life balance that you practice. I love that you are so centered on your employees, that you care so much that your employees have a good life and they have fun working for you. So work-life balance. So remember how ethics, we looked at work-life balance. You can use that as an answer when they ask you, why do you want to work with our company? Is it starting to make sense why I said values and ethics are important for your answers? Making sense? Yes, no? Yeah? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is what I mean, guys. If you understand values and ethics well, it's a cheat sheet. You can use values and ethics for so many of the questions asked in the interviews, which is why I took you through the values and ethics also. So time ho gaya, guys. Okay? So you look at mission, management is their top management, work culture, values, and the type of product it offers. Guys, if you don't know what the company does, you're applying for a company, pata hi nahi hai company kaam kya karti hai, you don't know what kind of product they sell, what kind of services do they offer, then there is no point applying for a job with that company. Please research about it. If you're working with a company, what do they do, right? And you should know that before you go to the company and apply for a job there. Who? Which company are you talking about, Sanskrit? Yeah, in some companies. Okay. Yeah, in many companies, hybrid is working. Guys, after COVID, a lot of companies completely stopped working from office. Some companies are saying full work from home all the time. As long as you're working, we don't care how you're working. A lot of companies are doing that, and a lot of companies are doing hybrid. So that's another example. Guys, I will end the session here, but we learned a lot today, guys. I cannot stress on this enough. Please research on values and ethics. Your quiz will also be on values and ethics. Please research about it. Values and ethics is invaluable when it comes to your interviews. You have no idea how much it can help you. So please read about general values and ethics, and also read about the values and ethics of the companies that you want to work with. This will really help you. Okay, guys, Pooja has shared the feedback form link in the chat box. Please fill the feedback, and I will see you on Saturday. Please don't take a chutti. Please come on Saturday at 6:45, and I will explain this further, and I'll give you more examples on how to prepare before you go for an interview. Any questions, guys, before we leave?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am,
So,
ma'am, when will be the quizzes held?
you will get the quiz today or tomorrow, and you have to finish the quiz before the next class. Oh, Pooja will tell us.
In the beginning of the next class, we will share in the class.
Sorry, my bad. So before we start the next class, you will have the quiz first, and you will also have time to ask me questions. Ooh, Tapasya, looking good. I like your hair. So see guys, if you open your cameras, you may get compliments. You don't want compliments. So Vaishnavi is like, mere ko to nahi diya. Okay, Vaishnavi is also looking nice. Okay guys, so in the next session we are meeting, not tomorrow, we are meeting on Saturday at 6:45 p.m. We are meeting on Saturday 6:45 p.m. First we'll have the quiz, then you can ask me questions. If you have any questions, you can ask me before we start, and then we'll continue with the session. Okay, any more questions? Yes, we can connect on LinkedIn, guys. Nice to meet you too, Nitesh. We can connect on LinkedIn, and I will see you on Saturday. Samarth, very good. Late jai Samarth. Okay, bye guys. Bye, see you on Saturday.
Bye, ma'am. See you.
Okay,
Bye,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Good
Thank you,
night.
ma'am.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe
Bye,
Radhe.
ma'am. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe
Bye
Radhe.
bye.
Bye
Jai Shri
guys.
Ram.